drove it.
Okay. Mr. Rockefeller, from your vantage point over the last 8 years in Governor Carey's 2 terms, how could you capsulize his accomplishment during his 8 years in office?
Well, I suppose I have to think of it particularly in relation to activities that I was personally involved in where we saw one another. And as a banker and then subsequently as head of the New York City Partnership, these are really the 2 areas where we were in contact primarily. It was in relation to the New York fiscal crisis that we came to see one another, particularly starting in 1975, when I was one of the heads of some large financial institutions who joined together in working with first the mayor in trying to deal with the fiscal crisis when the markets closed on New York City bonds. But the governor soon got involved himself, and I think that history will certainly give him high marks on the very important role that he played, because I think that the city, even with the cooperation of the financial and business community, and ultimately also labor, particularly in relation to the pension funds, I don't believe the city could have done the job by itself. It's very important that the state, starting from the governor, get into the problem in depth and deal with it in a manner that was both firm but also tactful, in the sense that it recognized the city's own large degree of independence. And I think that the governor clearly played a very important part in setting up the Financial Controls Board and MAC, both which institutions were crucial in stabilizing the situation and helping the city finance itself. Ultimately, of course, there was also important help from the federal government, but I would have to say that the Ford administration was far from supportive in the early days, and only in the very end came in with considerable reluctance. I think the governor played an important role in helping get federal assistance as well. So surely this is one area where he will be remembered, and remembered gratefully by New York City citizens.
From your observation, what qualities would you say he brought to that task?
First of all, I think that he was very calm about it. He didn't allow the crisis to get him down, or to get him to lose his cool, so to speak. And that was important, because when a great city like New York is being reported to be on the verge of bankruptcy, and people don't know what that could mean, if he had not maintained his calm, he could have pushed it over the brink. So I think the very thoughtful but supportive approach that he had was very important.
Let's go 5 years down the road now. And, Hugh Carey has been in private life and maybe not much in the public eye, but his name shows up in a newspaper item, or his name comes up in conversation. What are you going to remember about him, sort of right off the top?
Well, I suppose that one tends to think of personal associations, and in a sense, in the more recent years of his second administration, I've come to see him more in connection with the New York City Partnership, which seeks to provide, for the first time in the history of New York City, an organization which can speak for business citywide and across the 5 boroughs and all of the ethnic groups in the city on issues of major importance. And here again, it was very important to have the backing of the state as well as of the city administration. We have had from the very beginning, we've talked on many occasions with the governor I remember the last time a group of members of the partnership went to Albany, which we've done each year since the partnership was organized. The governor and his wife Angie invited our group to have lunch in the mansion in Albany. Invited a number of the key leaders to join with us, and it was a very warm occasion, which was obviously much more than needed to be done for this kind of a function. More than that, we've had in the last 2 summers outings for the partnership, where we had a board meeting first and then a kind of cookout around our pool at the family's place in Tarrytown. And on both of those occasions, the governor and Angie came, and their presence and the warmth with which they greeted everyone again made a big difference and meant that the occasion was more effective than it would have otherwise. So I think his personal side is another aspect that clearly is something people will remember, those of us who have had a chance to work with him.
Okay. That was easy. Thank you again very much.
Very good.
I bear gifts.
Thank you. Yes. Oh, that's very nice.
Photograph.
Isn't that nice? Well, I'm delighted to have that.
Visit to the Capitol as well.
That's a nice picture of Governor and Happy, too, I think.
Yeah,
nice with Lawrence. Well, isn't that nice? Thank you very much.
You're welcome, I'm sure. I figured I'd do it.
Yeah.
You're very kind to give us some time.